Good morning. Oh, I'm not actually sitting in the right spot. Let's fix that. Hi, everyone. I gotta clean this. Steven's making both of us breakfast, so he'll be just a second. Wow, these are real bad today. That's better. Sacroselix love that shirt. Thank you. It's a Fangamer shirt. I ordered my normal size and it's like tighter around the hips than normal, but it fits me otherwise. It's fine. We went through the pantry a little bit last night because I'm getting ready to like start cooking again. And I was really excited to like cook some new things. And I was like, do we have any rice vinegar? Do we have any mirin? Like, what do we have? And I found chai tea, like powdered chai tea mix, and I mixed it into my coffee. Because that needs to be more common. So, I also need to get through that mix so it's not in the pantry anymore. Because we have way too much stuff. Also, I didn't grab a right mug at all, so whoops. There we go. Anyway, now that I can see, and I have my coffee chai, which has this coffee plus tea equals water. Got it. Yes. Exactly. Hi. Mr. Raichu Dude says, Mal, you've broken the balance of the universe. Yeah. It's what happens when you're tired when Kepler wakes you up at 6 a.m. So. It's fine. We have 5 gift subs from Cindy Starman, and they went to ZVEVO, Regarth, Egg of Noble Arms, Confused Panda 52, and Dragonfire 20. Thank you for the milk bomb this morning. I just wish this was cool enough so I could drink it, because my throat's a little tickly. And he says you need to play Chop Pantry Edition. Yeah, that's... What we're doing is I'm like, oh, we have a lot of this. Let's make some things that incorporate this. Like, we have 2 salmon fillets in the freezer. And I'm like, alright, let's do something with these. So, I found a new recipe I want to try with salmon. Because I'm a little burnt out on it. And there's only 2 left anyway. We have a subscription from FruitsXD. Welcome. Prince7 sent 300 bits. So I've been playing Pikmin 2 mod called Lands of Torture, where everything is chaos and hard, and you get the idea. I entered the submerged castle just to find it's the easiest cave I've done yet. Easier than the first cave? Good. Because I'm sure that would have been awful if it wasn't. Especially if everything else was ramped up. Rayleigh said, salmon sounds good. Yeah, it's a teriyaki salmon recipe I found, but it's like a homemade teriyaki. So I'm gonna try it out. See how I feel about it. Lately I've really been missing like good Japanese food because we have like a lot of hibachi and sushi here, but like that's it. Like you can't get anything else. Our ramen place closed. I'm super sad about that, and they had like chicken katsu with curry and a lot of other really cool things. So I'm gonna do like some pickles, like Japanese pickles, and chicken egg donburi. So I'm really excited. We have 23 months from Alice Forsyth, 20 months from That Meep Chick, 15 months from Lady Leaf 8, 10 months from Cindy Starman, 38 months from Aaron661.
Hey, sorry.
Hi. Thank you.
Do you see what I did?
You gave me the letter E.
No, it's an M. It's an M and an S. There's no way I'll be able to show
No.
this. It's an M. Hold on. And an S. Except the icing melts, so you can't tell. Hi, everybody. Oh, thanks.
Giving you that.
Oh my God, is my prescription ready? Or
Is
is
it?
this? Or is this from? Is this the other one?
I'll log in while you.
I have a story to
Explain.
tell. I have a story to tell, but I'll finish. There's only a few alerts, so I'll finish the alerts. Also, morning, everybody. Morning. I'm a little out of it, but I'm here. We got 7 months from Devitaru, 14 months from Jay Jennings 44, 15 months from Twilight Lugia, 12 months from Aspiring Writer 95. Congrats on the one.
My bad news is it's not.
Okay. And 300 bits from Theralord says, for anyone that didn't watch Disco Only and follows John, I am sorry for gracing your timeline with Kratos George. No regrets, clown. If I can find the PSD, we'll make it an alert here. I have to find it. But then everyone will know. But I have to find it. So let me tell you a little bit about Tuesday. A little bit. Kratos George. Kratos George sounds like that. Remember that old thing that was going on, like Tumblr or whatever? Mm-hmm. It was like Spiders George is an anomaly who eats, or an outlier who, anyway. It's what Kratos George sounds like. So on Tuesday, we finished up breakfast stream and I had to go to the doctor because my stomach hurt. What had happened is my stomach had hurt for like 2 months. I did these pretty good. Sometimes you do these and they're like freezing.
Mm-hmm.
I started getting stomach pains, I believe, in like early November. And maybe late October, but around that time. And at first I didn't even know if I was having pain. Because I was like, well, maybe this is just like a sympathy pain. Because that was right when Mal was having surgery. And I was like, maybe that's what this is. I'm not actually really experiencing pain. It's just like, my body's reacting because my wife is having abdominal surgery. But as time went on, it still hurt. Like, working at the computer, I'm not always sitting up like perfectly straight. I try to like have pretty good posture, but I don't always. But even when I had pretty good posture, sometimes I would have discomfort. And especially if I had bad, if I was leaning forward, I would have, like, it hurt a little bit in my stomach. And again, I was like, it's probably nothing. And continued on my merry way until probably the last, the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks have been very much like, no, something's wrong. Something's wrong. You go, doctor. Something's wrong. I was like, oh, okay. I'll do that. So I went to the doctor on Tuesday. Talked to the doctor. Based on everything she said, stomach ulcer. I was like, yeah, I can see it. I was under a lot of stress in October. I'm always under stress for Extra Life. It's just the nature of the thing because it's the big event. And also subconsciously knowing, oh my God, Mallory is going to have surgery. And then going to do the surgery and then seeing you in recovery and being like, I gotta take care of her. So like a lot of stress all at one time, and then helping you out throughout recovery. And there's been a lot in November and even into December. So I get it. I understand why it probably is a stomach ulcer. However, doctor was like, I'm gonna put you on 2 medicines. And I was like, okay. Like, whatever. She said how it works. She said, if it's a stomach ulcer. She said, if it's not, I'll see you back in and we'll be doing a scope. And I was like, cool. But assuming it's a stomach ulcer, we'll put you on this medicine, and within a week, like, you'll feel better. And I was like, that sounds great. I like that. I like feeling better. She said, and then you'd stay on that. I'd give you like a 3-week run or something.
You'd come back in.
We'd talk about it, if it's working or not. And if it's working, you'd be on it for a few months. But at least at the beginning, if it changes how you feel, we would know that it's working.
We would know it's an ulcer.
And we would know it's an ulcer. And I was like, okay. So it's a medicine, whatever it is, if it's working, I'm gonna have to be on it for a few months. They call in the prescription, and I was like, cool. We went out and did something or whatever, and then we're coming back, and one of the meds was ready, but the other med wasn't ready. You got a little text on the phone. It's like, there's a problem. We are contacting the doctor's office or whatever. And we're like, okay, weird. All right. So we didn't pick up the one prescription because we're like, we'll just wait until they're both ready.
Coffee.
Go home, get another one of those messages. And we're like, okay. Finally get a third message, and at that point, Mal's like, I'm gonna call the pharmacy.
I logged in to see what the website said. Because I have you under my account on the website. And it was 3 of the same prescription. 2 were like, in progress, and 1 is like, on hold. So I called and I was like, what's going on?
And they said what had happened is that the doctor wrote the prescription for a dosage that is twice as high as what insurance will cover. So there's like the normal dosage. The doctor wrote the dosage for something twice as high. And because of that, insurance was like, well, you can cover that out of pocket, and it's going to be $190 a month. And I'm like, I have no interest in that. Sorry. I don't have any interest in paying $200 a month for 6 months.
You probably don't need to be on that high of a dose either.
And there's also 2 medicines.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know how all this stuff works, but I assume if you give me like more medicines, that's like more to help me in other good ways go fast. We don't need the one medicine to have the crazy dosage. We just have like a normal dosage, and then insurance will cover it. That made sense to me. So even though I went to the doctor on Tuesday, I had to fix this. But when we called the pharmacy and found out, the doctor was already gone.
It was too late.
It was too late. So then on Wednesday, I had to call the office and be like, hey, this is who I saw. They prescribed me this drug. The pharmacy won't fill it because the pharmacy's like, hey, you probably don't want this filled right here because the insurance won't cover it and you're going to pay a crap load of money. And I was like, that's correct. Good job, pharmacy. I want the insurance to cover it, so could you please tell the doctor to lower the dosage and resend the prescription? And the helpline was like, cool, it's automated. So like, we will get back to you within 2 business days. So even though I went to the doctor on Tuesday, I may not have meds until tomorrow. And in the meantime, I'm like, Tom's. Yeah.
Do you have an account on their website? Like the portal?
I don't know.
Because I tend to get responses back there pretty fast. So.
Okay, well.
Do you pay the bill online when you pay bills for them?
I guess.
It might be worth it to log in and also submit something there.
So the good news about knowing that I have a stomach, I mean, again, we're assuming I have a stomach ulcer, but it makes sense. Like, I'm down for that diagnosis. Assuming we have I say I have a stomach ulcer, I know I can take Tums. It's not going to fix me.
No.
But, like, if I have a pain, I can be like, Tums. They still run that commercial? Or did I just lose everyone under a certain age? So at least I know I can do that.
We don't watch regular TV, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. You lost the international. Ooh, okay. Is Tums international? Tums is an antacid.
Yeah.
And if
it's a brand of an antacid.
It's a brand of antacid, and like, I don't know how there's international, but in the US, antacid is synonymous with Tums.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of like Kleenex and tissue.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. So. Okay, some folks know Tums. All right, cool. Yeah, it's here. And there was a very famous commercial that ran in the 80s and 90s. And the little tagline thing at the end is Tums, which is, you know, when you think about it for more than like 4 seconds, you're like, oh, that's real stupid. That sounds like someone that was supposed to have something ready at the board meeting, and they're like, all right, Jerry, so what do you got? And he's like, that's today. Of course it is. Yes, boss. It's the slogan for Tums is going to be Tums. And everyone looked around at each other, and Jerry had a very cold sweat, and then he was promoted. The other thing about the stomach ulcer is that I was like, oh, I should not have coffee because coffee is acidic. So I looked, and black tea is acidic too. So I looked up a pH scale of hot beverages because I like hot beverages. It's not just for breakfast stream. Like in the mornings, I like to have a hot beverage. The answer was green tea. Green tea is between the pH of 7 and 10. 7 is neutral. Everything below 7 is acidic. So what about just salt water?
That would be perfect.
Not wrong. Hot chocolate would also be fine, but we are out of milk. So once we get some milk, today, actually, then I'll probably have some hot chocolate too. But in the meantime, green tea gang! Oh, hot chocolate is really in the lead. Wow.
Yeah, it is.
And yet, I'm not so sure that it can hold it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We had 300 bits from Sinistar Man, who says, Kratos George is a funny concept for a rebrand. Recently rebranded myself. I used to be a digital nugget. Also, we talked about this, I think, last week. But if you change your Twitch username, you don't have to tell anyone. But if you choose to tell me, I appreciate it. Because then it connects little things in my brain. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Cool. Got it. Alfie Goldfish gifted a sub to Jacebook. And then also... Oh, wait. There's 5 subs. They're just in 3 different columns. I guess those are rows. Rows. 5 subs, actually, from Alfie Goldfish to Jacebook, Steely Phil 64, John VGMC, Benny the G, and Portal Beard. Elfie, thank you. Also, 300 bits from Sin Star says, I feel the stress thing, Steven. Working through a few of my own problems, that would take too long to explain. And there's another one here. Also, good news for the morning, Grandpa. I got my new desk put in after having it for a year. As always, putting furniture together is fun. Not. It depends. It depends. in a very general sense, I agree with you. In a very general sense, I'm like, yes, I don't like putting furniture together. However, if you buy one thing at IKEA, like if you go to the IKEA and you're looking for a thing, or maybe you just stumble across a thing, and you're like, oh, this is something really cool, and it's like you're putting together one thing and you're excited about that thing, then I'm excited about putting together furniture. And really, it's only IKEA, because the directions are like good.
They're made well.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
they're milled
Yeah.
accurately is probably a better.
Yeah. Bagbot says, how big is the thing? Yeah, there's probably some level of variance where you get to a certain size and you're like, oh, I don't like this anymore. But on the whole, if I'm buying like a single thing at IKEA, I'm excited to get home and put it together. Yeah. Yes, it is. Ace of 8 says, it is adult Lego. It's true. It's true.
We've put together stuff from other brands, like...
Oh my god, the one that almost ended our marriage.
What's Walmart's Great Value? It was like a Great Value.
There's a name for it. They'll remember. They'll remember. There is a there's a brand of like it's not just furniture, but it's like
I thought it was Mainstays.
Mainstays.
That's it.
Thank you, Ostrich. Yeah, Mainstays.
It was a kitchen table and chairs, and it was...
Mainstays is like the anti-IKEA. We put that we followed the directions. I feel like we're fairly competent people. We followed the directions. That table and chair set was like wonky. Wonky. Holy cow. And so this was like it is a figure of speech. We did not have like divorce papers down because we're like, this table.
It was like our only major argument.
It was, yeah, we had a fight. We had like a capital F fight over this table. It was shortly after we got married.
It was.
Like
it was
a month after we got married. It was the
weekend your parents came to visit us in Colombia for the very first time, and we took them to IKEA. Because we bought that table, we tried to put it together, it was awful, and we took it back apart, and then took it back, and then we drove to IKEA like the same day.
Yeah, so we had got some furniture at IKEA. Mm-hmm. We did not get a table set. And then my parents came to visit. This is like a month, I think, after we got married, if that. Because we got married and we went straight to Colombia. So we went to Walmart and we're like, oh, they probably have a table set here. So they did. We found like a relatively inexpensive one, Mainstays. And we got home, we started to put it together, and like we had a fight. It was the most frustrating experience that I think we've ever had. And then to know that truly in our hearts, we were doing it correctly, and it still came out wrong.
And all the IKEA stuff, well, you know, you have to put it together. It was all accurate. The holes lined up, and there weren't gaps and things that would mess up things later. It's
the thing is, like, sometimes you like you question yourself. You know what I mean? Like, where you're reading the directions and you're like, I'm a smart person. There should definitely be a hole here. There's not a hole here. Am I crazy?
Why doesn't this line up? Is it upside down?
Is there not a hole here? There should be a hole here. Mm-hmm. And like then you're looking at the other parts and you're like, they're right? Did I mess something up? So anyway, we didn't divorce. That's good. We attempted to get everything like undone and like taken apart.
Could not get it back in the box.
Could not get it back in the box. And when we took it back to the Walmart, they were like not even surprised at all, as if this is just a common thing. We brought it back and we're like, we just tried, and they're like, yeah. Like, yeah, it's a Mainstays table, and I'm like, yeah. And I'm sure that there's Mainstays things that are fine.
I mean, we've put together
but that
Kirkland brand stuff that was fine. Target was fine. Big Lots was fine.
You know, Renee says their bookshelves are okay. I'm gonna guess and this I'm just throwing out this formula. But with mainstays, the complexity of the instructions may directly be related to the success of the project. Like if you're looking at it in the store and you're like, oh, that's going to be a lot of steps, drive to IKEA. But if you're like, it's a bookshelf, then you got it. That's my takeaway. That's my takeaway. Anyway, that reminded me of what Sinstar said. All right, so Mark from Vermont with the 5 gift subs. To Reflective Detective, it's a good name. Cello Daddy, also a good name. Kevaloco 5, The Blue Dream, and Natalio M95. Mark, thank you. Appreciate it. We also got, oh, hold on. 24 months from Scullapendra. Congrats on the 2. 28 months from Paint Chipper. 35 months from Kazuyumi. We had 300% stars to Star Steven. The only thing I know about the 80s is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Transformers. You know what I just learned? Like, I learned this just a few days ago, and it was one of those things where my brain went, huh, neat. And normally when I get one of those, huh, neat things, it lasts like an hour. You ever learn something and you're like, well, that's cool, and then it's just gone? This one I must have kept. Weird Al was used in the Transformers movie. Like the original Transformers movie, the animated one from the 80s that came out in theaters. Dare to Be Stupid is a track in the movie, which is really weird. Like, I read about that like on somewhere, and I was like, what? So then I went and I Googled that, because I've never seen the movie, because I don't know anything about Transformers. And it is! Dare to Be Stupid is in the movie.
Coffee!
It's really strange. That's my Transformers. It's the only thing I know about Transformers.
That's it.
That's it. I know that the big one is Optimus Prime. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, there's also Bumblebee. He's a yellow car. That's it. That really is it. I don't have any more. 300 Bits from Night Owl says, happy 3-year anniversary this coming Monday to Thunderdome. Has it been 3 years already since your very strange... Your very strange dream? Oh, yeah. NDL points out, that's the other cool thing about that. In that same movie, Orson Welles provided voice work. It was the last thing Orson Welles worked on was the Transformers movie. And he's in it with Weird Al. What? What a weird world. I love it.
From our Montana oasis to your doorstep, Tiny Eddie's Shy Bites.
That was a bit from Leaf, who says it's cold again today and I really need a treat to warm me up. What do you got, Tiny Eddie?
Shy Bites.
Shy Bites. Perfect for tendas. Or they're made from tendas. One of the two. I'm not sure. Eddie requests that you don't ask too many questions. 30 Bits from Prince, who says, sending another thing about Lands of Torture Hack. Submerged Castle has been modified with more enemies and hazards, but this is mostly circumvented by how much bigger the caves are, making my favorite, the Water Wraith, sort of obsolete and easy to manipulate. I'll be honest, I liked Pikmin 1 and 3. There's no part of me that would ever want to be like, you know what I want? I want the Pikmin games to hurt me.
To already hurt you.
Well, that's probably why. It's probably why. Because it's already caused me enough damage. 3 months from Swift 4 Sweeper. 4 months from Lightstar. 300 Bits from Taker's Girl says, need some good vibes here. Moving at the end of January, freaking out due to time constraint. Ooh, I've been there. Good vibes.
Yeah.
Good vibes. When we were asked to move, and we were going. We had everything was booked and stuff for Japan, and we were like, we're going to Japan. And then it was the
The day before.
The day before we left.
It was the day Alex and Haley arrived.
And then the landlord was like, by the way, I need you to move. I need you to get out. That was fun. 500 bits. From Real Moist Pony. As someone who has put together several pieces of furniture, I have been known to make holes where they should have been. Hashtag quality. Looking at the directions and be like, 10 screws? This needs 6. If they would have put these holes in the right spot, they wouldn't have needed so much metal. I got it under control. Or the other direction of,
Look at all these extra parts.
That's never good. That's never. And like IKEA has changed the game
Coffee.
completely because with IKEA the instructions are good and clear and everything's really well organized. I've been really satisfied with stuff we've bought from IKEA. But I do remember growing up my parents buying something and trying to put it together and witnessing a fight in the living room and be like, "Oh, this is not going to end well." And then at the end of it, extra parts. Be like, but like an entire section, like not just like screws, but like an entire part. Be like, huh? Now where did this go? It's fine. It's totally fine. Vagabond says, when are you building the IKEA jail? Maybe next Christmas. 300 bits from Sinstar Man says, for context, here's some of the cast for the Transformers film. Orson Welles plays Unicron. Weird Al plays Wreck-Gar, and the Micro Machines guy plays Blur. Okay, but who does Blur play? Damon, whatever his last name is. The guy from Gorillaz. Or the guy from Blur. No one knows him as the guy from Blur now. I've got to be like, the guy that sings in Gorillaz. This music is really...
Yeah, it is.
It's fine. It's just really... It feels like I should be saying something important. And instead I'm like, man, Orson Welles? Can you believe Orson Welles' last thing that he did? You kidding me? Everyone's gonna be like, wow, what an incredible life Orson Welles lives. And what was the last project he worked on? Well, there's a quote from him. There's a quote from him. Albarn is that's the guy's name, Damon Albarn. There's a quote from Orson Welles. I don't remember what it is, but it's a quote where like they asked him about like what he was working on, and it was like I think it was the day he did the voice work for the character, and he was saying like, I did some voice work today for something where I was a robot in space. It's a crazy quote, and it's just amazing. And that's one of the things, you read that and you're like, that's not real. And then you look it up and you're like, it's real. Oh my God, he was in Transformers. You have anything insightful you want to add while this music's playing?
No.
Oh, that's the quote. Chas has got it. I play a planet. I menace somebody called something or other. Then I'm destroyed.
I haven't seen Transformers, so I have nothing to add.
Oh, I haven't either. So anyway, let's give you the beans. These, I haven't got the beans updated quite yet, but, soon. Man, I promise you vlogs are coming. Things have been wild around here, so we're working on it.
Yeah.
We're working on it. In the meantime, though, you may have noticed, I didn't announce this on Tuesday, but you may have noticed that Breakfast Stream VODs are now releasing onto the VOD channel, which is true. So there you go.
I really like that NDL.
I want to make that work with I can't. Make a little IKEA birdhouse in your... It's a lot of syllables. IKEA is a lot of extra syllables. Anyway, yeah, Breakfast Stream VODs will, from here on out, be releasing onto the VOD channel, with the exception of the 2 that are not out yet for 2021. I just wanted to make it, like, want to have a nice split. I was like, at 2022 forward, they'll be on the VOD channel. So the one from Tuesday's out, but the 2 from last week are not, because I was like, oh, I'll release them in order. Even though at this point, it literally does not matter.
No.
I'm just stubborn, so I'm like, no, my
stubborn.
brain is mad if it's not right here at this very specific point. So the other good thing is that if you come to the vlog channel to see that playlist, the playlist is still there. So what I did, this was so smart. I told Mal, and I was like, this was so smart. I gotta tell you how smart this was. No one's going to appreciate how smart this was. But I was really proud of this, so I have to share it. StephenVlog had the Breakfast Stream playlist from like the last 3 years, and it had all of the stuff in it. And I was like, okay, well, I need to make a new playlist, because this new playlist is going to have stuff that goes onto the VOD channel. So I made that new playlist, and I was like, I need to get all the old stuff into the new one. So I did. I added all the old playlists, all the old videos into this new one. Then I unlisted the old playlist, took the new playlist, and put it on the front page of StephenVlog. So if you go to StephenVlog for getting the Breakfast Stream VODs, they're still there. They're still on the front page. And they're updated, because it's updating from the other channel. So now they're coming out on the VOD, and if you're looking for like a subscription update in your subscriptions, like, you will have to be subscribed to StephenVlog to do that. But if you're just going to look on the channel, they're there. Haha. Ha ha. That was pretty smart.
Power your body and mind with Tiny Eddie's mini line wafers.
Oh, that was a bit from Game Girl.
Take communion all at once.
Did you just come up with that?
2-in-1 communion. No, I didn't.
I was like, that's real. That is extremely funny. And sometimes we'll just read like the chat, and I was like, that was too fat. They haven't reacted to when you said that's so funny. It's so funny. Tiny Eddie's instant communion. Oh, I got a little hot. Hold on, I need a minute. That got me good. Star's instant communion got me good. I just need a second.
They're sacrilegious.
Whew. Man, Eddie has a hit there. That one's good. That one's good. Okay, that was from Gamer Girl Life, who says, today is my dad's birthday. What should I get him? No one gives people communion for their birthdays anymore. That's just real. That's the saddest thing. Remember when we were kids, and you turned 6,
I don't remember
and
that.
your parents were like, "Well, here's your communion." Renee's, that's a tired mom breakfast. Honey, what are you eating? Wafers. Is that a cup of wine? Listen, it's a tired mom breakfast. This is not wine and wafers. This is a tired mom breakfast. Man, I had a lot of laughs all in like one go. It was a lot of laughs.
You okay?
I am, yeah. I'm good.
You got any tea left?
No, why didn't you ask me like 1 second ago?
It's fine.
Do you need tea?
No, it's fine.
Do you need something?
No.
If you tell me, I'll get it for you.
I need Kepler.
I know, but in the when you're like, I need to drink something, then you're like, bring me the cat.
He has hot chocolate on his tail.
He might. 500 Bits of Sinistar Manor says, for anyone who hasn't watched the Transformers movie, it is the best music video from the 80s ever made. That's kind of the feeling that I got a little bit just based on watching the Dare to Be Stupid segment. So I seriously don't know anything about Transformers, though I did see the first was it the first live action film when it came out in theaters. It was very much, I don't know if people recall, but like that was very much like the big budget thing of the summer. Like, what should we watch? I don't know. Well, Transformers. Okay, we'll watch Transformers. Yeah, with Shia LaBeouf, the Michael Bay film. So like, I can't tell you that I remember anything about it. I know that the car is Bumblebee. I knew about Optimus Prime before that movie because of like pop culture, and then that movie taught me about Bumblebee. That's it. I haven't learned anything else, and I never watched. Gamer Gerbil says, "You mean the 2008 Chevy Camaro ad?" Yes. I bet that worked. Like, I don't have any data on that, but I bet you anything that worked. Someone needs to pull sales data and find out how many Camaros sold. Because, like, it has to... I bet you anything, everyone was like, you know what? You're gonna give me a yellow Camaro. Who drives Optimus Prime? Truckers. Where was I? Arian661, give it a sub too, not David Lynch. 300 Bits from Ethan Crafting Live says, my half-asleep mind is just combining topics at this point, and I can't get past the idea of Orson Welles narrating IKEA instructions. I mean, that would be an interesting take on War of the Worlds. I would welcome it, personally. Gamer Girl Life gifted us up to Takwa. 300 Bits and Bardic Puppy says, so as an avid VOD watcher, I feel left out of Cup Wars sometimes, so I sometimes turn the stream on and mute my computer so I can get cups and still watch the VOD later. Ska. There's nothing wrong with having some cups.
Yeah.
And like, I totally get it, of like, just leave it on. Collect some of those. The cups, I mean, obviously the cups are used in predictions. When we do our little predictions for some Friday night streams. And then also for Redemption here on Breakfast Stream. But there might be some other ways to use them in the future. We'll see.
Coffee.
There will be. Not like there might. I mean, there will be. I'm just doing whatever I can to be like, so hot chocolate, maybe you should slow down. Maybe you should slow down, hot chocolate. There's probably no reason to go crazy. I'm not sure why I'm talking like this.
You simply can't go wrong with Tiny Eddie's muscular skunk cakes.
You can, actually. You can go wrong. You went wrong.
Everything's wrong with that.
Literally all three of those words do not belong together. 1,000 Bits for Sudabite says, in my house, we follow the Church of Tiny Eddie. Instead of wafers and wine, our communion consists of muscular skunks and cake. Yeah, there is in no... Whether it's food or not, like, none of those three words belong together. No combination of those two words should ever belong together. There should not be a skunk cake. There should not be a muscular cake. There should not be a muscular skunk. I do not know how that would have happened. So, Eddie, what made you revise the formula for your skunk cakes? Well, you know, we found that the best skunk cakes came from muscular skunks. So we've been beefing them up. This is our protein powder room.
Here's our skunk gym.
We let the skunks dance and play. Ha! Oh, I like that. Pink Batima says, a skunk hunk. like skunk hunk. It's great. Ah. Anyway, since Starman gifted a sub to Orson Welles Ghost, which is a good username. 300 bits from Blastoise Eats Non. Has anyone heard of the Statue of Responsibility being built on the west coast of the U.S.? I think it is supposed to parallel the Statue of Liberty. No. I have not heard of that. So they're making like a bizarro Statue of Liberty on the west coast? Neat. Someone tweet me a article or picture so I remember to check it out after the stream because I want to see it. We got 12 months from Petros14. Congrats on the one. 300 bits from Satsy, who says, unfortunately, skunk also refers to the weed that smells like, no surprise, dead skunk. But Tiny Eddie should also not be selling that. There's a lot of things Tiny Eddie should not be doing, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what Tiny Eddie has his little 158-year-old fingers in. That's his age. I'm not sure that he gets older. Let's assume that he doesn't, because there's no way I'm going to be able to keep changing that number each year. Like it's in my brain ingrained as 158, and it's going to stay there. He doesn't age. He doesn't age. He was cursed by a wizard. Listen, this is the part of the story I remembered. Like, this is true. Go back and watch the tape. Watch the first Tiny Eddie stream. He's 158. I'm sure. We got 30 months from Sylvana. Sylvana, thank you. And
New at your grocery. Tiny Eddie's Volcano Del Fingers.
It says dill, but it was read as Dell.
which really changes up what the meaning is. 1,000 Bits from Airbender says, second chance. In my Church of Tiny Eddie, my communion consists of Volcano Dill Fingers. Okay. This actually works. This works because I read Volcano Dill Fingers. That's just the marketing term, right? You go to a restaurant and they're like, you gotta try our Volcano Dill Fingers. What it is, they're fried pickles that are spicy. Either the batter is spicy. Those sound good. And normally when you get fried pickles, they're chips.
Yeah.
But you could...
The whole spear?
It's a spear, like a quarter... Not the quarter... Mm-hmm. Is that what the spear is? Because the pickle is a pickle.
Yeah.
So like a quarter of a pickle is a spear.
Yeah.
So it's a spear. You fry a spear in spicy batter, and then you serve it with some ranch. That sounds good! Oh my god, now I want this! Oh, now I want this. Yeah, long slices. Yeah. Ghost pepper ranch. Okay, here's what we do. You make the batter pretty spicy, and then you can just use normal ranch. That's what I think. Or you can serve it with even hotter ranch, I guess. The choice is yours.
Pick up a fresh box of Tiny Eddie's popular caramel fingers.
We kept fingers. Not awful. 1,000 Bits from Blastoise says, what food are you providing for catering at the Statue of Responsibility debut, Eddie? Popular caramel fingers. Again, this is not...
Pretty normal.
Yeah, I mean, 2 relatively normal things in a row is rare for Eddie. I guess...
Space Vixen Music says, wow, it sure is a fingers kind of morning, apparently.
A grouchy end to a foggy dinner.
Stop.
Tiny Eddie's orange battleship fingers.
No. No. There is... No. I refuse to believe that we had 3 fingers in a row. That's... Stop it. Stop it. Caramel fingers, here's a quick question. Also, do I have to do a combo for Eddie? Good job, Eddie. Chad says, don't blame me. Like, I know, it's just statistically, it's really low. So, it's kind of wild that we've got fingers 3 times in a row. Can you fry, you can fry anything.
Candy bars?
Well, no, I'm thinking like, there's got to be like, is a candy bar something that's just like a stick of caramel, right? Like, something, I don't know. Could you fry that? Could that work? In this
Yeah.
in this discussion, fingers is referring to something like a fried thing. So like you could. I'm just thinking like the only ingredient is caramel, so it's fried caramel. Would that work, or would that just be weird and gross? You don't like caramel though, do you?
No.
I think it would be mostly weird and gross. I think. He says, I mean, they fry butter in Iowa. I don't know. It feels like it would melt.
It's not
you
in there
would,
very long. It's just enough to cook the batter.
if it was a ball, then you'd lose the finger part. But if it was like a ball that you bit into and it was just kind of like, not molten caramel, but like warm caramel, that maybe would, I don't know. 1,050 bits from Furry Zoe says, Tiny Eddie, due to COVID, I was coughing hard and managed to give myself a subconjunctival hemorrhage. Snack recommendations. First off, that sounds bad.
It's when a blood vessel breaks in your eye.
Oh, that's what that is. I mean, it is bad. Those take a lot. I had one of those actually like a month or two ago.
From laughing playing Job Job.
It's true. And they can take a while to heal. You know, it's one of those things like I don't know, something about it. I just feel like it should go fast. Like it should heal really quickly, and it doesn't. It actually takes a while. So I hope that heals up good. Also COVID. Hope your COVID heals up. But have you considered trying orange battleship fingers? See, now we're off the. We had things that were real, but now as soon as you get battleship in there, it's like, well, what does that mean? Maybe it just means that you get multiple ones in different sizes.
You'll be the hit of the party with Tiny Eddie's gluten-free swollen lizard crunch.
Sorry,
I need to my gluten-free swollen lizard crunch. I really hate the word swollen in there.
somewhere exhibits like. That was bits from Writing Crafting Live. Okay, Eddie, my meal timing and sense of taste are shot due to COVID. What's for breakfast? Have you considered gluten-free swollen lizard crunch? God, I hate swollen lizards. Man, you know what? I'm calling it now. I think swollen is the worst word that we put into Tiny Eddie. There is not any good that can come from including the word swollen. I'm trying to think of a scenario where swollen would work in relation to like a normal food, and I'm like, no, you do not use swollen to describe food ever. Oh, I hate that. Oh my god. Benny says swollen marshmallows. You could, I guess you could get away with that. You could get away with that. Swollen bread. I don't want to hear that though. You're losing me. I'm at a neutral state on marshmallows. I'm not coming around to bread. Swollen pancakes. No, because just call them big. Call them fluffy.
A smug end to an icy sunset. Tiny Eddie's imaginary snowmobile balls.
These aren't even real! That was a bit from Aaron the Baron. We need a Tiny Eddie fingers combo breaker. Come on, Tiny Eddie, give me something tasty.
I like a smug end to an icy sunset. Told you.
I think that phrase has just got a lot of like potential adjectives or something, because I feel like I've heard that but with different words. It's great. Chaz, you did a great job. Imaginary snowmobile balls.
It's an imaginary snack.
For an imaginary winter. It's actually starting to get cold here. We actually are starting to deal with some.
Tuesday's gonna be real cold.
Magicians all agree, nothing beats Tiny Eddie's Zookeeper's fun-sized butterscotch secret.
We have had the word zookeeper and secret before. I think just once, and it bothered me then, and it bothers me now. That was a bit from Lugia. Tiny Eddie, what are your origins? We know of where your brother Poggy came from, but not from where you came from. We used to have Zookeeper's secret. Now it's Zookeeper's fun-sized butterscotch secret. Yum. I love it.
New at your grocery, Tiny Eddie's Oops. All pretzels.
That's my favorite Tiny Eddie snack! I love that! 1,000 bits from Aldo. Eddie, what are these muscular skunks and swole lizards carb loading on before their workouts? Wow, like I cannot believe that worked out so well based on what you wrote.
Pretzels.
Like, not only is the name great, but the fact that Aldo was like, what are they carb loading on? And it literally worked out is hilarious. Also, just put yourself into this perspective for a moment. In what world would a product in a supermarket be marketed as Oops All Pretzels?
A bag of pretzels.
Exactly, what Thomas says. What else would have been in the bag? What was the product before Oops All Pretzels? I know what it is. Gardettos. You know how Gardettos released the ones that's just the rye chips? I want to live in a world where Gardettos releases Gardettos Oops All Pretzels. Which is just pretzels. Like, the rye chips are a special thing for Gardettos. That makes sense. It does not make sense for Gardettos to be like, oops, we messed up. Pretzels. We're getting some winners.
From our Montana grasslands to your doorstep, Tiny Eddie's floral wafers.
1,000 bits from Maximum. Hey, Tiny Eddie, what should be my last meal before I die? Floral wafers. Not to be confused with the inferior floral wafers. These are double
like
floral.
Double strength vanilla.
Yeah. All right, Maximin. You get one final meal. Bring me the floral wafers. We have 300 bits from Gold Mage. There's so many Eddies.
Give your kids a treat with Tiny Eddie's sickly cheetah munchies.
Oh no!
Those.
Oh, I hate that! Oh, there's some visceral things that, like, when they get thrown in there. Like, swollen, don't like swollen. But also, sickly? Sickly animal is just sad, but sickly just in general, I'm like, I don't want my food to be sick. Why is my food sick? Renee says, sorry, Cheetah, time to make you into munchies. Hey, are these cheetahs still good? No, they're getting a little sickly. All right, put them into the pot. That's from Sinistar Man says, so as it turns out, Eddie's on a roll today. What's for dessert? Honey, what's wrong? You haven't even touched your sickly cheetah munchie.
Can I just have some Cheetos instead?
Can I just have normal cheetah munchies? No. You know they're sick. Ah!
Larissa says that's the zookeeper's secret.
Oh no! The little ones are in butterscotch. 300 bits from Gold Major says 2022, year of the shrimp. Info 1. So, the words shrimp and prawn are often used synonymously to refer to just about any swimming small crustaceans with slender abdomens, stalked eyes, and antennae. Oh, that was... Oh, so you're just saying that it can be used to... Well, but it's not right? Like...
I think in different parts of the world they call them different things. Like in England they call them prawns, but we call them shrimp.
Really curious how other people feel. To me, this might be a US-centric thing, or maybe just like an East Coast-centric, I have no idea. To me, a shrimp is a shrimp. A prawn is a big shrimp. That's it.
We don't call them prawns. We call them like tiger shrimp.
I mean, yeah, we've got tiger shrimp and jumbo shrimp, but in my brain, I really like shrimp. We should adopt
Or jumbo shrimp. That's a good one, Basunas. Yeah, we do say jumbo shrimp.
I just said that.
You did?
Yes!
You've been talking for an hour and I haven't really been listening. Butterfly shrimp are when it's cut a specific way to lay. Because you can, like, butterfly a chicken fillet.
Yeah. Cut it down the middle. Yeah, and like, I'm aware that in other parts of the world that they refer to shrimp as prawns. But here in the U.S., that's my take on it. Is there is a shrimp, and if someone is like, so if someone were to ask me, would you like shrimp or prawns? With me not clarifying with them, my assumption would be that the prawns were big shrimp. But what I do is I don't order shrimp or prawns almost anywhere unless I know for sure that they come pre-decapitated.
With no shell and no dirt line.
I actually don't mind that. I actually don't mind. I really don't mind the shell or any of that. But like,
it just needs to be the tail.
Yeah, there's plenty of places in the world, plenty of places in the U.S. That, you know, shrimp come with the head. Not interested.
Everywhere
not interested.
in Greece, they came full.
Yep, and I'm aware of that from traveling. That most places, head comes with it. So when I go somewhere, I don't get the shrimp. Easy as that. If I'm going to someplace new, like if I'm going to like a new restaurant I've never been before, when I'm walking in, I'm serious about this. I'm walking into a seafood restaurant. I'm looking at plates.
I never.
They're seating me, and if I walk in and I'm like, oh, shrimp sounds good, I'm looking at plates because I want to know. And if I can't find out, if I might
You'll
ask,
order something different.
but I'll just say I'll order something different. It's just not worth the risk. It's not worth the risk. I don't want to get my food and be like,
Renee says it's almost like you've been surprised before.
Every mysterious child wants Tiny Eddie's smoky silly munchies.
That was me.
I mean,
The mysterious child.
I was
wanting
about to disagree,
smoky silly munchies.
but the fact that it's mysterious child, I'm like, actually, no, that sounds right. Every child? No. Every mysterious child? Yes. There's 1,000 from Clockwork Pretzels. If Tiny Eddie has just plain old pretzels, shouldn't he also have Clockwork Pretzels? To be honest, I don't know if Clockwork is in the system, but if it is, then statistically, eventually, we should find your username in a Tiny Eddie alert. It should happen at some point. We get 100 bits from Rex, the Dino Pup 2. 300 bits from Kit Khalid says, just went out the front door to walk the dogs to an unprecedented second snow in Middle Tennessee. Guess who's not going to work?
Tokyo got snow, which is rare.
Interesting.
Like
I would love to see photos of that.
I saw a video of someone cross-country skiing down like some... It wasn't the Scramble, but it was like somewhere big downtown like that.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I want to see photos of that. I bet that would be really, really neat. It's, like I said earlier, like it's starting to get cool here. We had the week of Christmas was in the mid-70s. Sometimes high 70s. Like, it was warm. Mm-hmm. But now it's not. Actually, what is the temperature?
All our weathermen talk about, like, Christmas is like, remember that time in 1989 when we had, like, 6 inches of snow? And we had a white Christmas? That'll never happen again.
Tuesday is cold. Wow. Our high on Tuesday is 39.
Tuesday's cold.
And again,
Chaz is showing a photo.
Okay. You know, a high of 39 for other places is going to be like, oh, that's warm, but here that's cold.
Oh, it's the Gundam.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, Tokyo is not a place that I associate with snow.
Well, it's because every time we've been there, weather's been the same as us, so it feels like their climate's very similar.
Neat. We got 300 bits from Platinum Pikachu says, with all these fingers coming up, I'm just here waiting to see if we get Tiny Eddie's Oops All Fingers.
It's in there.
I mean, yeah, statistically, yes. Eventually we will find that, and that is a... You know what that makes me think of? Does anyone remember? This is from years and years and years and years and years ago. And I can't even verify if this was something that was real or not. But there was an issue years ago, a whole lawsuit or something, where someone found a finger in their Wendy's chili. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I do.
It's like a million years ago. It was like a story that swept the nation. It was like a finger. Was it faked? It might have been faked. It kind of feels like something that, like, you couldn't... Like, I feel they would know, you know? Like, if something happened at the factory, the chili factory. You know, they would be like, oh, okay, hold on. It was the woman's coworker's finger. Oh. Was it faked or was it the serial killer? That is a fun new game show. Someone get on that. 300 bits from Jacob Weedle71, who says, "Good morning, grandparents. This is the first breakfast stream I've been able to catch in a while because my classes were canceled today because of negative 30 wind chills.
Ooh, that's cold.
Here's to not leaving the house for the day." I've only experienced temperatures that cold, I think,
The first Christmas we were dating.
like once, yeah, like one time ever, and it was not great. It was not great. It made me not want to experience that ever again.
Yeah.
500 bits, Marty Griff. Just looked at the Statue of Responsibility website. Hope it looks better than the render. Also sounds like a scam. Oh. I'm just imagining that they're just gonna make a statue that's the one from GTA 4, where it's I don't know, it's holding a cup of like coffee.
Yeah. That's all I remember.
Cup of coffee and something else. I don't remember what else it's holding, but it has a name too. But I don't remember what the statue's name in the game was. But it has a name. Something. Statue of some jokey thing. 300 bits from Toaster Wolf says, "Morning, grandparents. I'm going in to get my nose checked out today to check for a deviated septum. Here's hoping I can finally be free from snoring." Good vibes. I hope that they get all that figured out. I had to see if someone had mentioned the thing. They didn't. Oh, no, Ryan got it. That's it. That's what it is. Statue of Happiness. I knew it had a name. I knew it had a name. Oh, and Sassy says, "It's not a bad surgery. Enjoy soft foods after." It's not Statue of Happiness. They're going to make a new GTA one day.
Yeah. And you'll talk about it all the time until it comes out.
Yeah, I probably will. Captain Joe 08 gifted a sub to Alita1234 and also sends 500 bits. It says, "Rule of thumb, never sleep on the arm you get your booster shot on."
I think that's why my arm was so bad. Because my arm was a lot worse than yours.
Yeah. Mal got hers in her
right
arm. I got mine in my left arm. And then that night, I remember I slept on my right side because I was like, yeah, I want to not sleep on this. Maybe you like flipped in your...
I did.
In your sleep. Yeah. And we got, so this is another little interesting fact. I don't know how much this actually matters. But we got our booster and our flu shot at the same time. And when we got it, we, the guy was like, you know, which arm do you want the shots in? And we're like, should we have them each in one? He's like, well, I'd rather have just one sore arm. And I was like, makes sense. So I'm a right-handed person, and I got the shots in the left arm. Mal's also right-handed. I'm not sure why you got them.
I normally sleep on my left side, though.
Oh, is that why?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But we read something. Was it on the CDC website? It was on the CDC website that was like, if you get the shots at the same time, the CDC recommends getting them in opposite arms. I don't know why exactly, but something to think about if you are in the rare position where you're going to get the booster and the flu shot together, like we did. The CDC recommends putting them in separate arms. I don't know if that actually
matters. You can
matters.
get them at the same time, they said, but they said to put them in separate arms.
Yeah. Your mileage may vary. Yeah, like I said, probably so they don't. That's my understanding, but like it seemed like it was fine. So, ask your person giving you the shot. Maybe that's what you should do.
It was the pharmacist that we had.
Ask your pharmacist. 30 bits and Blastoise. It says lobster equals hot dog, crab equals burger, shrimp equals
popcorn, chicken.
Well, if you have hot dog and burger, what's another? Barbecue sandwich. If you're just asking me, like, because I'm just thinking, like, what would I throw? What would I have for like
chicken nuggets? Ooh, that's
4th of
good.
July?
That's good. It's about the shape though, because like lobster hot dog, crab burger, shrimp,
Oh,
chicken nuggets. It's good.
yeah. Let's go chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets is, yeah. That's a good, yeah, I like that one. 3 Bits from City Star says, what's with these fancy schmancy terms? Shrimp or shrimp? I like the idea of having terms to describe the size of shrimp.
We use numbers. It's a number system. Like if you go to the Costco and you look at all
Who
the
is
shrimp,
we?
the U.S. It's a number of shrimp. It's like how many in a pound. So if you have a low number, like if you have 6 shrimp per pound, they're big shrimp. But if you have like 60, they're like tiny little shrimp.
See, I just say, how big they? They big? How big? If I'm at a restaurant,
I mean, they don't say that at restaurants, but if you go to the store, that's what they are listed as.
if I go to a restaurant and a place says shrimp, then I know is shrimp size, which, you know, a shrimp's about yay big. If the restaurant specifies as like, this is large shrimp, then I might say, about how big are they? And I will
Colossal.
I will make the server do some sort of gesture with their hands to say, oh, about yay big. Then I'll go, oh, that's going to be a lot. And I'll still order them, but I wanted to have an exchange with the server. Be like, how big are they? About yay big? Ooh. Okay. It's just my life. 500 Bit Smarter Griff says, prawns have branching gills, claws on 3 pairs of their legs, and second pinchers that are larger than their front ones. Shrimp, on the other hand, have lamellar or plate-like gills and claws on 2 pairs of their legs. They sound pretty close.
Yeah.
If I was looking at them, I'd be like, y'all are pretty close.
Y'all are tasty.
Y'all are tasty. we haven't had shrimp in a long time, and one of the things that we're trying to do as of lately is
Work our way through the pantry and make space.
Coffee.
yeah. So actually, I could probably announce that here. I could
Yeah,
probably announce
yeah.
it here. I have it. I announced it on the vlog, but I can announce it here also. If you are sending us mail, oh, that's the other thing. We recorded October mail yesterday, and we'll have November and December also being recorded, and we release all of these as quickly as we can. That being said, in 2022, if you are mailing us something, cool, we look forward to it. If you are mailing us a food item, we kindly request, and this will be difficult because we've never done this before, but we need to, we kindly request that you send us like 1 food item. Like 1. If you've got a few things you're like, oh man, they'll love all of these, we kindly request that you choose 1 thing that you're like, this is the thing that you should try,
And we can share it.
and send it, and we can share it. Because in 2020 and 2021, we had so few guests that we are starting to develop a wild stockpile, and we have too much stuff. Like we have too much stuff. I never thought that this would necessarily be a problem, but the truth is, it is. We have way too much, and we literally can't even hold anymore.
Yeah.
So we're
Like we
Over
don't have a basement or an attic to store anything anywhere.
over the past year, when we would get some foodstuffs, like if we got doubles of things, a lot of times we would give those doubles to Dan or to Lindsay or to whoever, and like we're definitely in that position now. Like we have too many things. So obviously it's fine for November and December because you wouldn't have known, and like we're not going to be able to reach everyone who sends something in 2022. Like they're not everyone's going to hear that. So it's fine, but if you do hear it, try and send like the 1 thing, just 1 thing. If it's a food item, because we have a lot of stuff. At some point next year, whenever we're like having folks here like much more regularly, and they can help us more regularly eat some of the snacks that people send in, we'll probably be fine. But
we gotta work through what we have first.
yeah, we got a lot of stuff. We got 12 months from Zephyr West. Congrats on the one. 40 months from JCJX. 500 bits from Jacob says, on the bright side, it'll be 50 degrees in 2 days, and then drop down to 5 degrees on Monday. We love Nebraska's bipolar weather. Well, when it's 50, take advantage of that and get a little walk in. That's what we like to do, is when it's warm, try and get a little walk in and be like, oh, good. Now I feel like I got outside.
We need to do that this weekend.
Agreed. 300 bits from Blastoise, who says, there are many benefits to being a marine biologist. Shrimp. It's bad that I now cannot read shrimp.
Without thinking of Tom.
Without thinking of Tom. Like, if it's just the one word, or a derivative of the word, I have to be like, shrimp. Thomas ruined that word for me. 200 bits from Sinstar Man. And 300 bits from Pink Matimo says, the shrimp talk made a memory resurface. When I was like 12, I really liked to eat frozen shrimp. Frozen. Straight from the freezer. I don't know how that didn't end poorly.
I'm just thinking of the texture on my teeth, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, maybe someone else here would be like, I did that too. But I've never heard of anyone doing that. So it's definitely interesting. Yeah, and like Wire says, if they're pre-cooked, then I guess it's fine. Yeah. If they're not pre-cooked, then that would be bad. But if they're pre-cooked, which a lot of frozen shrimp are, actually, there's a lot of them. If you get them from like the freezer section, where they're just supposed to be like, you could just like microwave them or whatever, like a lot of them are cooked.
Yeah.
But there are some that aren't, so you know, your mileage may vary. I will say though that reads like something that Thomas. Not to throw Thomas under the bus and just drive over him, but like that's kind of in the same wheelhouse as. That one's better, actually, though. I gotta give Pink Matima credit. That one's better. That's food. That's food. Oh, Thomas is still here. Hi. Thomas, like, literally ate, like, you know, whatever, dirt or tinfoil or whatever he was, like, stuff that's not food. This is shrimp. It's a little weird to eat frozen shrimp, but, like, you can. Sand. What is sand other than nicer dirt? And 22 months from a person, dude, 1. Thank you. So anyway,
you have an eye appointment today.
Yeah, I need to actually wrap up. God, talk about a bunch of stinking health appointments. Bunch of stinking stuff, because I
got dermatology on Monday, so
much, because Tuesday was my stomach. Mm-hmm. Today is my eyes. Monday is the skin. Got some other stuff coming up this month too. So like, there's it's haha There's all sorts of stuff. Very quickly before we go, things that are happening today. Let me tell you about this. Starting today, for 5 days straight, the end of Breath of the Wild. You didn't see that coming. We got 5 episodes of Breath of the Wild left. It's the final trials, and we were like, what if we like released them all? So we are. So there you go.
Meg Average says, are your eyes okay? Yeah, he just needs to check up so he can get a new prescription to get new glasses and contacts.
Yeah.
Because those expire.
And I want to get new glasses this time. Finally, after all this time, I think I'm going to get new stuff. So yeah, Breath of the Wild for the next 5 days. And then
we got stream tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing yet. So very soon we have like a new series coming up that we're going to be starting, but it's not ready yet. It'll be ready soon, but it's not ready yet. So we will be doing some other thing tomorrow. What will we be doing? I don't know. We have some ideas. So we'll see.
Chaz is excited about the new series.
Chaz has had a lot of work to do on the new series, and it's going well. Very excited to see it. So we'll do that tomorrow. Play a game tomorrow. And I'm trying to think if there's any other thing.
My full video came out yesterday.
That's it. Mal's full version came out.
Yeah.
It's real good.
I need you to watch the social post so I can make a social post.
Okay. Sure. And I guess that's about it.
That's it.
Oh, and patrons. If you didn't already see, there's a new Patreon video. It's a long one. It's like one of the longest Patreon videos we've probably ever released. It's like, I think it's 50 minutes long. But there's a ton of stuff in it. So, if you're a patron and you haven't had a chance to check that out, just, if you get the chance, put it on the background, listen to it, because there's a lot of stuff. But I think it's good, and it kind of, it's kind of useful because it gives like a directive for like what's happening for like, kind of what we're thinking about for the entire year. So it's good.
I'm real glad, Renee. Also, someone asked if you can get hot chocolate mugs again.
Yes, hot chocolate mug. The rule of thumb is if the mugs are on screen, they're in the store. And then inversely, if they're not on screen, then they're not in the store.
Yeah, I didn't think it picked this mug this morning.
Hey everybody, I'm enjoying some water from my water mug that you can't have. It's fine. We do try to consider that.
Yeah.
Be like, hey,
I'm
do
very
you
tired.
like this? You can't have it. Maybe water will come back.
Maybe.
If it does, then it'll be back in the store. And then I think that's it. I think that's the only stuff to announce.
Yeah.
Vlogs when I can. Vlogs when I can. It's been busy, but you know we're doing it. I don't have anything to announce about Stephen and Friends. There will be one. I think. I hate to even say it, but I think Dan sent me Prop Hunt last night. I think Prop Hunt is actually happening. Anyone that looks at the schedule will know that there's been this little weird... where, like, I've had Prop Hunt on the schedule, and I've just moved it every Saturday for about 3 months. And I think Dan did it. So, yeah. Prop Hunt, you know, that game that everyone played 10 years ago. We played it. We're a little late to the party, but we played it. So now you'll get to see it. But I think that might be Saturday. Yeah. And with that, I think that's it. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful Tuesday. It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Well, have a wonderful one of those too.
On this Thursday.
On this, a Thursday. And we will see you back here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, or slightly earlier, if you want to be here for the very beginning, for a game. Very, very descriptive there.